Welcome to Think with Bookmaps, where we trade futures in a blink with Bookmaps. And for that dough you gotta think with Bookmaps. It's Bookmaps, it's Bookmaps, it's Bookmaps, it's Bookmaps. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. That's right, everybody's favorite community. The Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps community. It's the Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps community. Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps community. Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps community. Yeah, Think with Bookmaps community, man. It's the TWB community. It's the TWB community, man. Yeah, it's the TWB community. Welcome to Think with Bookmaps, where we trade futures in a blink with Bookmaps. And for that dough you gotta think with Bookmaps. It's Bookmaps, it's Bookmaps, it's Bookmaps. All these guys are saying, where the females at, man? I'm saying, bro, what are you on about, man? I'm trying to trade futures in here, bro. We trade futures, man. This is futures trading. If you wanna go find a girlfriend, then go on Tinder, bro. Go on Tinder, go on Hinge, go on some other app, bro. We trade futures in here. Think with Bookmaps community. It's the Think with Bookmaps community, man. Welcome to Think with Bookmaps, where we trade futures in a blink with Bookmaps. And for that dough you gotta think with Bookmaps. It's Bookmaps, it's Bookmaps, it's Bookmaps. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. That's right, everybody's favorite community. The Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps community. It's the Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps community. Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps community. Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps community. Yeah, Think with Bookmaps community, man. It's the TWB community. It's the TWB community, man. Yeah, it's the TWB community. Welcome to Think with Bookmaps, where we trade futures in a blink with Bookmaps. And for that dough you gotta think with Bookmaps. It's Bookmaps, it's Bookmaps, it's Bookmaps. All these guys are saying, where the females at, man? I'm saying, bro, what are you on about, man? I'm trying to trade futures in here, bro. We trade futures, man. This is futures trading. If you wanna go find a girlfriend, then go on Tinder, bro. Go on Tinder, go on Hinge, go on some other app, bro. We trade futures in here. Think with Bookmaps community. It's the Think with Bookmaps community, man.
What's going on? Hello. Only one watching. Ah, gotta keep doing it till it happens, right? Cállate la boca. What's up, K-Mac the farmer? Can you hear me okay? Can everybody hear me okay? We good on the mic? Just want to make sure everything's lined up. I'm still waiting for Alex to start the streams on Bookmaps, so I can put it right here. We're gonna watch the order flow on the right here of the setup here. To the right, there'll be on the other side of the scale will be an order flow from Bookmap. So I'm just waiting for that to get started and running. Loud and clear. Cool. All right, so trying to get this thing to line up properly. So we'll see how it goes. How's it look? I mean, I've been working on it all night, all day. It's simple. Simple's the way. I get it, but what the goal was is to be clean. I do need to get Alex to go live, but he should be going live here shortly. Hopefully, maybe. We'll see. Oh, are you talking about the chart? Yeah, no, it's you guys probably will hear my kids in the background. Yeah. All right, hold on one second. Yeah, baby. I can't play with you. Okay, go ask your mommy. All right, sounds good. I got it all set up, I think, to the way I needed it. Going up, huh?
And Q-cell.
Macdicator. All right, so I got
Ice for
3
ES5.
lucid accounts that I'm gonna trade tonight.
Ice for ES5.
Let's see, I got 1 funded, 2 evals. So
Stop and Q5. Ice for ES5. Stop and Q5.
a lot of value below, but doesn't know where it wants to go. Looks like we might come back lower for that gap, maybe sooner than later. Looking aggressive. Give it a minute to shake out. Let it shake out. Hey, how do you guys like the stream so far? Tried to do the best I can to clean it up as best as possible. It is a bit laggy. So.
Stop and Q5. Stop and Q5. Stop and Q5. Stop and Q5. Stop and Q-cell. Stop and Q-cell.
All right, well, let's see. We're just kind of back and forth. We hit the 422.50 pivot, just giving it some time to breathe here. Just feels like it's been open for hours, the last 4 minutes for some reason. Even though it's been 4 minutes. Anybody in a trade? Waiting. I'm waiting as well. It's going to be open all night. What's the point, right? What's the rush, actually, is what you would say. All right, so I just want to do a quick mic check, quick video check. Everything looking good. Everything's on par. Yeah, he speaks at 8. That's going to be a mover, too. See some spikes or dips or whatever it is that they do. Okay, good.
Stop ESL.
In the 20 EMA, broke it, found some sellers there. Delta just lit up. Bouncing off the 200 EMA. Welcome to Live with RyanMac. If you're just joining us now, what we're looking at here is we're looking at the Bookmap's order flow, and we're also looking at the 4 EMAs. We have the 5, which is blue, the 9 EMA, the purple EMA is 20, and then the orange EMA is a 200 EMA, 200 day, and then the dark blue appears the VWAP, and we have the pivots above and below. That's the previous day pivot, and then we have the gap indicator, Macdicator. So I use the Macdicator to determine when to enter and exit a trade, typically, and it allows me to hold for my target when I get into a trade. Right now we don't have any targets below on the 1 minute. It shows on all time frames, so we can kind of view it. We can see it on ticks, and we can see it on everything else.
I'm shiny.
And then of course we have all of the things that we have.
I'm shiny.
Oh my goodness.
Dad, you need to see the Christmas tree.
Okay, I'm currently busy. Thank you. Hey, Scotty, let me show you something. All right, can you do me a favor? Let Dad work. All right, so I got my family excited about something. I don't know, maybe something that came in the mail, but we filled this gap here. Now the question is that do we find a support or do we continue lower? Not without retesting that 200 EMA first. You think Powell pumps the market or dumps it? Actually, you know what? Let's put a poll out there.
Stop and resell.
Wow, a nice dump down. What's up, Alex? Been geeking? Yeah, nice dump down. That was certainly 15 points on the pop, on the drop. Nice deltas, beautiful deltas coming down lower. I look for a way to get in this. I want in on that short. I want in. And we can go all the way back to 25,368, which is 62, sorry, which is previous VWAP. Let's see what it does at this P pivot here, guys and gals, if there's any watching. Now it's reaching for it. I still want to get in on this short. I don't think the short's done yet. Where the ladies at? I don't know. I don't know. At home. Well, that's good. I mean, if we can get another repeat of last night, then just hold and make some monies. Where's the good entry for the short, though? Where is that? It's back up there at 25,421. Full 20. Just another 100-point dump in 5 minutes. All right, we got POC moving on the books. We're below the first standard deviation. We have yet to retest the 200 after we broke it, unless they're satisfied with that kind of a dump. I mean, I don't know. We got some interesting setups. I want to see if there is a gap below. Let's look to see if we have something that we left behind today. We got a 1-tick gap at 25,191 on the 5-minute. Oh, if we break that, we could go right back to it. Asia was aggressive yesterday night, so I'm curious to see if they'll be aggressive again tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna see if we can get out of this range first. But in the meantime, let's see if we can go back up to the. We just had a VWAP 200 EMA cross, so I wonder if we'll come back and test that. Unless they just want to dump this to the ground. Let's see. Let's do a quick shout out. We got Brown and Yellow, K-Mac the Farmer, Alex Been Geekin, yours truly, and Karoy. Thanks for chatting in the chat. Hit the like button, please, if you enjoy the stream. Transitioning from the Discord to a live stage on YouTube. It hasn't hit the P pivot yet, which is right here at 25,377. So we'll see if it wants to come through, tap it and bounce, or continue lower. Who knows? Everybody thinks it's gonna dump tonight, huh? Very possible. All right, so I am looking for a short, but the question is, where do we short? We're bouncing, rejecting off a standard deviation, 25,385-ish. The big book, we don't have too many contracts back there at 25,450. I don't know, is this the pump back up to 450? Anthony Mells, I am on the funded account right now, waiting for a short opportunity. Kind of figured that this would have ran right back up. Go retest some levels up here. Looking pretty solid there for a moment. straight up back up to the VWAP on the Bookmap. But I'm looking for that short. The Bears did a good job coming down. They didn't leave any gaps behind, so that leads me to believe that they could be done pushing this down, but we won't know until it tries. I mean, the VWAP did cross the 200 EMA, so I do expect it to hit 400 again. Still don't want to long this yet. That's looks like a good reversal candle, possibly. We didn't touch the 20 EMA there, but if we can get the 5 and the 9 to cross, then we can look for higher prices. There we go. Caught up with the 20 EMA. Somebody did a peekaboo looking at order flow in the book. We got some orders up there. 25,500, 84 rep thing contract. But it looks like if we can't get past the 20, I'd like to see a short back to the bottom here. But not yet. Not yet. I do want to see it come back and touch this pivot. We're not in that range. Looks like it's reaching for that 20 EMA. Maybe it's gonna find a good rejection there. It's still a long, guys. It's still a long. We haven't touched the VWAP yet, and I'm sure that they want to kind of retest that to reject. So I'd like to try to get in at the VWAP. Excuse my children. They're excited for nothing. It's a possibility. It's a possibility waiting for Pal. Pal's going to be speaking at 8 p.m. So in the meantime, I'm curious to see where we go. I mean, if we can get up through here, it's going to be a blast of a candle. There we go. We got some minus development there up until about 25,409. Maybe that was the long that we were looking for. Go away, please. Thank you. There's the VWAP test. Now the bulls didn't do all that great of a job coming up through here. There's the 200 EMA retest. Nice little pump up. That would have been a nice 15 points, give or take. Look, waiting for that confirmation to go lower. All right, we got some gaps below. We're pushing through. Actually, I'm interested in going short here shortly. Yeah, there's the first gap refill filled. On the VWAP. Now, I wonder if the VWAP buys it. Yeah, it did. It did. Back to see if the 200 EMA.
Stop ES buy.
Not a full test. All right, let's see. Long is the way. Long again. Nice pump. Anybody get long down there? Yep, brown and yellow got long. Okay. Good trade, good gain, good gain. Still going up. Just waiting for this market pulse to stop a little bit. Here we go. If we look above, retest. I'm gonna short.
Stock build.
Might keep going, but we're gonna tighten up the stop loss here a little bit. Uh-huh. Nope. No, she wanted to keep going. Even came up and kissed my stop loss and took it. It was a long. Thought we were gonna find some sort of rejection there. Okay, babe. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, still going up. POC actually moved up. We'll try it again. May not, may. Stop loss was too tight on that entry.
House is gonna be fully shiny.
Try again. See if we can't get it. Maybe, maybe not. For 1575 Mac, okay. I think you got the right idea there. 200 EMA test is warranted, but it is not needed. I'd like to test that theory and on a trade. 400. Oh, it makes sense. About 629 on the eastern seaboard. Looking like we're starting to fade off into the lower high, maybe possible. Lower high might be possible. Depends on this half-hour candle will be. Look at your higher time frames. Yeah, right on VWAP on the 30-minute. Good PA so far. If you're joining us for the first time, this is RyanMac, your co-host. Normally I'm in the live Discord right about now, but we kind of switched it up on all of you. We are live on YouTube. Yeah, CVDs are red. Let's see, 1550, 1575 is floating right around your entry there, K-Mac. We got some liquidity up there that we need to go get, so we might reverse here. Yep. See how it reacts. See how it reacts on these gaps here. We got 1 tick and a 5 tick gap above us. It's been somewhat mitigated. Oh, there it goes. It's been cleaned up now. Now we can see if we can go to 25, 4, 19, 25. Let's see if we go up there. Oh, back to 16. Fading volume is low, so. On the POC though, on books, so let's if I mean, I wouldn't, we're at session high roughly, so I wouldn't give it a benefit of a doubt, go higher or we go lower. Too easy. Still think that a 200 EMA after we broke it, maybe it won't retest it. Let's go higher.
Stop and Q cells.
Sellers, those are sellers there coming in. We got sellers on the market pulse. I'm gonna go long. I normally don't like to go long, but I'm going long if it takes me. Oh, missed me. Missed me by, well, I can see why we would want to go higher. You got that up there. I'm interested in going long. Go get that gap up here. But it is the last one, so let's play it light. It's gonna break. Is it gonna break? Is it gonna reverse? I think long is the way. Not yet. Maybe it is now.
Stop.
First test, break, boom, up through 25, going up here. I'm gonna go long. If it takes me, great. If not, great. Either way, it was still a great try. Good. So got some oomph in it to go. Maybe, maybe not. Just one?
Order filled.
Maybe that was the not so reversal. Brown and yellow, long and strong. Yeah, you know, I mean, it is being a little bit stubborn to go lower. Yeah, right? They got on the phone and they're like, hey, dump that stuff. Now see, look. Like yep, they're just like, oh, he's long, dump it. I think we can get some moves up there, maybe. Powell's coming up. Well, it looks like I'm not gonna have a target to hit because it's falling. But if it did want to turn around and not get me out at the 200 EMA, I was really hoping that we would go to 25, 448.50, but this is struggling here. Probably go straight to the 200 EMA. So, I don't know what else I can say right now. It's just gonna hit my stop unless it bounces here. We'll see. Give me. You gotta let the trade work itself out and the process happen. Although, hey, I ain't gonna lie. I was originally short for this move, but it got me out, and it was proven to me that it wanted to go higher. I know, right? Market makers. Brown and yellow. So really it's either gonna find support there and continue higher, and was a liquidity grab, which we can all hope for. I can hope for. And we go up and fill this gap up here at 25, 448.50. But it's proving to be more or less kind of one of those, I need to manage the trade better. So yeah, I need a good pump here. We need to get out of this area. No. We gotta, yeah, she's selling off. Hey, what's up, Ryu? Oh, did they? Did they finally bring it all back? No, I still have it. Just an old account, huh? No, I mean, what's gonna happen is that it's gonna come down, take me out the 200 and VWAP real quick, and then it's gonna bounce. So, I mean, I can only do one of those and hope and manage the trade. I was expecting a 200 EMA. There it is.
Stop and Q sell.
Nah, it's over with. Man, that was right my first thought about shorting it. Need a bailout. Jerome Powell, I need a bailout. I'm gonna get the Fed to bail me out. It's a tough trade. And you held? Good gain. Good gain.
Stop and Q buy.
I wouldn't hold anymore. I would have got out there, my friend. That's my investment advice for myself. I would have been like, VWAP, I'm out. Not the way that freaking responded. Like, we got a gap up there right here. We got some push. POC. Nope. Shorts are feeling a little like, yeah, that was probably my exit too. Up at the top. We got about 12 seconds left. It's getting fast. Or does it just feel like that? We retested that 920 EMA and fell below it and closed below it. So we need some push. We need to push over that standard deviation. And if we don't, I should have gotten out, risk managed that trade, but I could only hope, you know. Still got like 2 gaps above us. I still want to see it run through it. We do have some liquidity to go fill up there, so we could keep going. If I can get this thing in the money. Mental capital. That's important. Mental capital is very important. Very important. I don't normally like to bring my stop loss back, but I had a feeling that we were going to possibly bounce on the 200. And if I could stay mentally strong, we could get back up to my entry, maybe. Maybe. No. Darn. It's gonna want to stick around VWAP and the 200 EMA, huh? Yeah. You ever get in a trade and find your muscles firing as it's moving against you, like you got shot or something? I bet you everybody's felt that. Bummer. All right, well, after the market pulse kicked in, it was a goner. Roy, brown and yellow, did you hold through that? I hope I didn't speak you out of that one. Remember, that was an investment advice for myself. $60-hour trader. I'm not quite famous, man. I got my own live YouTube now, but not famous yet. See, look, only 8 and 3 likes. No super chats. Not getting paid for this stream, but hey, it's getting better. The stream is actually getting better. Well, it's rebuild time.
Stop filled.
It's rebuild time. I gotta rebuild this account, guys. I can only hope we come back down, get me green, or I'm just picking the wrong directions. Maybe I'll rebuild this account. Wow, it's fun to do. Lots of trades. So I know that we're watching the MES stream, but that's all I could take for this trade on this this prop. So because I just kind of sort of blew it. When you got to rebuild the account, you got to rebuild the account from scratch. But then that shows your mental capacity, your trading situation. You know, if we can get it back up, we'll see. ES moves a little bit slower, but when it moves, it moves. All right, the MES has a little gap down there that I'm trading to. We just got to keep going. Wouldn't be shocked if we did continue lower. Retest this wick on the left over here at 68.14.
We don't have milk. We'll talk to your father about it.
Water.
Because he doesn't have to fight.
I wouldn't mind watching the ES dump this. Would not mind. Don't bounce on me here. No, 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 no. Do not bounce on me. You better keep going. You better keep going. No. That's right. You no bouncy, no. No, don't bounce, don't bounce, don't bounce. Even on the NQ was a gap as well. You look, stupid gaps. Just ignore it. It's nothing. Just keep going. Right? There you go. Keep going. Let's go see this pivot, please. Four hundred. Whose TP was 400? Mac? K-Mac, I think you said you were going to 400. That was it. Oh, we're still going, man. Still dumping off a little bit. All right, we got 1 minute before we hit the top of the hour. Top of the hour is coming. Got about a minute. About 1 minute though. Check out our affiliates if you're interested in looking for a prop firm. Lucid Trading actually is pretty good. 30 minutes within pass, you get activated a funded account. Oh, I mean, that to me is worth the fee, whatever it pays, whatever it is. Save time. You don't have to wait until market close. Just automatic. There we go. Yeah, nice little dump through there. Good push, nice break. Which means that we won't get a higher low. ES is puking red all over the place. And that's plenty of momentum to go lower. There it is. Beautiful push through. Let's see if we can get through session low. Come on. ES is already pushing session low.
Iceberg and Q-Cell.
ES bounce off a session low in that particular candle. We still got about 24 seconds for this to reverse and give us a red doji. Let's go. Right back up to that gap. It's nothing. Ignore it. It's nothing, right? I don't track you for nothing, but it's nothing. Now, if we can go back and re-push on session low, that would be nice. Let's go lower. ES is pushing lower. That's how low my account is. But you know what? Hey, 15 bucks is 15 bucks, right? Right back to session low. Beautiful. On the ES. ES is breaking session lows right now. 30. The account was $30 less. I think I was about 30 bucks from blowing it. Yeah. So now I'm 45. It's a funded account. Yeah, it's a funded account. But let's see if we go crack through 68.22 on the MES. It looks like we're pushing below this standard deviation on the NQ, which is nice because then we can get right back down to 25,383. There we go. Let's see if we break that low on the MES. Yeah, Alex been geeking on that. Lucid account is struggling that I had just passed.
How can a kid make me so frustrated?
But you know what? Just take your time with them. You don't need to rush it, and I should take my own advice, but pretty much. Here we go. Are we gonna break it? Come on. You know you want to. You know. Come on, get NQ to go with you. Let's go. Get NQ to follow. We go. Pushing down on session low. Come on, break.
Iceberg and Pucell.
Who would like to do all the chores while I sit on a phone? Huh? No volunteers? No one? Think I saw this?
Well, MES is having a struggle in breaking the session low, and NQ doesn't want to seem to break through the standard deviation down here.
No, sweet Noah.
Nope. All right, well, I'm going to take that trade, maybe.
Stop fighting, you guys.
Nope. Right back up to the 20 EMA. Now let's see if we reject that. Come on, reject that 20. All right, so what? Powell's talks at 8 p.m. Eastern, right? Or is it 9 p.m. Eastern? I don't know. Pump right back up. Of course. Did not want to break through that session low on the MES, but it did want to retest the VWAP, come right back down to the 20. And we also retested the VWAP here in the NQ. We could still push up, but we can push down. Looks very flaggy. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if it runs up and gives us a right shoulder, that other shoulder here, right back up to this here. So I'm gonna actually get out of my trade here.
Order filled.
All right, $5 there, minus commissions. My question is that, are we gonna leave those gaps behind above us and just go lower? I think we're gonna go up. See if it does. All right. Well, I don't think they do many big moves until he does get up there and talk about whatever he's talking about, because you know he's gonna talk about. If I was a betting man, they're gonna ask him how he feels about his predecessor or his replacement. If I was a betting man.
Stop filled.
Oof.
Stop and keep by.
Yep, I figured we were gonna go up there and fill some gaps. We might even go to 25,490, 449 with this kind of a push. We'll see. 12 seconds. We got to close up there. That's it. The ES rejected the VWAP, but we're trying to get the 920 to cross in the ES. Let's see, VWAP retest. We need some bull here. That's a tough one. Nope. Tough retest. Like what I have in this account is the equivalent of a $100 account on the MES with $26 left. On a real cash account. This is what the equivalent would be. It's gonna only go one of two ways, up or down. And it likes to do both within a minute. So there we go. NQ's pushing up on that standard deviation. Let's see if we can get above it. We got 17 lots at 25.411. Let's see if we can keep pushing. One thing about the ES is that it takes so long to move that it instills doubt. It absolutely instills doubt in your direction or your thought process. So, and then by the time it gets to where you can enter, it may or may not continue in the direction that you thought it would go. But if you can build a prop account from 50 bucks left in the MES, you can build a $100 cash account on Trade-A-Vate. Just saying.
Can you guys just leave all my stuff alone?
Iceberg and Q-Cell.
Drug you off the computer, but the TP hit? Nice. Well, it happens. Kids drag me off this computer all the time, but it looks like we're heading south for the winter. Maybe. Maybe heading south for the winter. Am I gonna stream? Yeah, absolutely. I'll pop in there. I actually been so focused on building the OBS for the stream that I haven't been like trying to go on the live stage, but I will still do live stages. Yeah. Just would like to see this live become something. Only got 10 viewers right now, but ETH is slow. Not very many people trade it. Just kind of curious to see how it goes. Oh, we're on the book map. 401 is, oh no, we're dumped. All right. Well, I gotta get out of this trade. Risk management, about to blow the account. Bummer. Should have went short. We got to get that right move on these tiny accounts. Or whatever's left in the balance of the account, that's for sure. Didn't give me much anyway. Yeah. I mean, with $14 in the account and 2 micros on, would you let it blow? Probably. I mean, I don't even think they have a reset for Lucid. They just might as well buy another one. But I do have 2 other Lucid accounts that I can get funded tonight. I'll start loading those up and getting that situated, but I mean, unless this bails me out and comes back up to the VWAP on the NQ, I'm not gonna see this account do anything for me but blow. So, just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. I'm being
Iceberg and Q cell.
Nope. It's odd. There's
Iceberg
a
ES5.
divergence on the NQES. Oh, there it is. Okay, get over VWAP on the book maps. Go back up to 410, 415. Oh wow, good pump up.
Iceberg ES5.
Typical.
And Q bot.
Bulls buying the dip. Wow, just rejected that VWAP like it was nothing. Slap. Although the ES is pushing up, surprisingly.
Absorption and Q sellers.
Hey, it's POC just moved, came down to support this move up. Let's go. No.
Iceberg ES5.
We got a very thin volume. We got a volume like a minus development here on the ES. We could go all the way up. Could be a big candle here, guys. We can get above that, the mean. Need more power. More buyers. We need more buyers. There it is. Just need some more buyers. Let's go. Goodness, I thought I was finished. Finito. And if you could bring a funded account back to life from 30 bucks, that would be the trade. No, rejected that EMA VWAP. Although I do not like what they did here to the VWAP and the 200 EMA. Just kind of crunched it together. Market makers gave themselves some issues. That needs to be fixed. Need more balance. Yeah, that could be the case. I just would like to see it touch the 200 EMA on the MES which is where my TP is. But if we can get above this, we can go higher. We can go all the way up to here before they start speaking. We got about 30 minutes, 28 minutes. So let's see where we go. Worked hard to stay. I mean, they seriously worked on that price. They were like, we're gonna stay here forever. 20 minutes later, they were not fooling around when they were buying it down there. Okay, we got a clean sheet of clean path all the way up through to possibly 25,475. No. I'm still in the PA, Anthony. Still in the PA. And in fact,
Stop and queue buy.
you guys want to see how I'm doing on that? I'm up 20 bucks. I'd actually move my TP higher up because this higher low, there's a higher low here, was enticing to stay in it. So I went back up to this P pivot. Maybe I can make something out of it. Oh, I'm down. I'm down on this account. This is the only account I've traded. I mean, this could be the push all the way up on the ES to go get the gap up there at the high of day, which would be insane, which would be great. I personally wouldn't like it, but why not try for it? Send you back over the NQ. See what we're doing over there. Higher low, higher low. We got a plethora of higher lows.
Expert NQ sell. Stop and queue buy.
About 17 resting orders at 25, 425. ES is pulling back a little bit. Let's see if we go high. Come on, then we need this candle to go green in 25 seconds. We got Powell coming up to the stage soon, 8 p.m. Eastern. Should be in about 13. Do you guys want me to stream it? You guys want to listen to it? Out of curiosity, should I put him up? Okay. I think I'll stick around for him too. I want to see what he has to say. Yeah, I can stream it. I can stream his voice, but that's about it because it's gonna sound like me speaking. Copyright, you know? It is what it is. $200 EMA was the exit there for the MES, but we left a gap on the MES, so maybe we go back and fill it. I'm gonna bag it and tag it right here. And the 200 EMA. Didn't let me out. Bummer. Didn't let me out. All right. We find support on that 20 EMA here, or the 9, and come back up, take this gap out. We'll find pushers to go higher there. Slow fade. I'm gonna see if I can find where he's going to be speaking. Jerome. Oh. Shouldn't be hard. All right, I found the stream that we're gonna use in order to listen to Pal here in about 18 minutes. Man, look at this guy. How do I get 582 to watch my live stream? Do I need more like stuff on my screen or something? What do I need? I'm not trying to be famous, just trying to bring subscribers. Giveaway in the title. Ah, see, that's the key, huh? That is the key. Let me guess, you guys watching Elite or this guy here. Here. There's this guy. He's...
Sorry, man. Thank you for doing that. But you looked too early, man. The last minute, you still had 2.5 minutes. You should have kind of waited a little more than 2 minutes. Could go over Y Apex because they are trading drawdown. What do you mean, TKM? They have trading drawdown. Did you go over?
Yeah, no, he's got quite a few following. Look at my puny stream, my little OBS. It's a Frankenstein. It is what it is, though, right? He's hilarious. How do I be funny? Do I gotta be like Patrick Whelan or something? Be like the drink C4? Oh, that's why he got suspended. An AI bot didn't know what C4 was. So he's like drinking C4, and the AI bot that flags our YouTube's flagged him for drinking C4. But it's a drink. Said his stream was dangerous. That was Patrick Whelan the other day. Flagged him and suspended him for a week. But he still showed up. He still like streamed because he was able to get a human being involved. But the AI bot thought it was dangerous because he was talking about C4. So maybe I shouldn't be talking about it either.
Can you buy me this?
No.
Why? He said no.
Slow as molasses, waiting for Pal to speak. They ain't doing nothing. They're nervous. In fact, I just want to watch. I think I might get out of my trade.
Order filled.
Just gonna watch this price action. Anybody in here trading MNQ? Should we put that up? If that's what everybody's trading, why don't I trade it?
Order filled.
Oh man, I got in a mini. That was poor. Poor mistake on my behalf.
Order filled.
That blew the account. Ooh, bummer. It was 10 micros. I thought I saw one up there. Whoops. No, that blew the account. That was went the wrong way. I was supposed to only get in on that one with 1 micro. Bummer. All right. See which one I got. 7, 65, 79.
Iceberg and Q-Cell.
Order filled.
Wants to push up, wants to push down, wants to push up, wants to do something. Oh man, could have just shorted it. Still got about 9 minutes until they kick off him coming up to the stage to talk. I'm sure that'll be delayed too. They probably get some protesters, like they always do. Finally starts moving. Bull flag. Bull flag. Give me a bull flag. Come on. Push right up. Let's go. No. He's not speaking yet. Five to 6 p.m. Pacific time. So that'll be right about in 7 minutes. They're featuring Michael Boskin, Jerome Powell, Peter M. Robinson, and Condoleezza Rice. Condoleezza. Condoleezza. So no, he's at the Hoover Institution event.
This for dinner or no?
No.
Yeah. No.
No.
Again? He said no. I don't. No.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Come on. Either we're gonna crack this not 200V VWAP, or we're gonna give us a full flag. Come on. About 5 minutes before this Hoover Institution event starts. I think he's gonna rug pull this thing. A lot of everybody chatting, sell, 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 sell before it starts. Oh, you gotta get the MFs out of the market first. Along, come on. Buyers coming in. Come on in, buyers. Come on. Come on in. Come on in. Push price up. Oh,
This. Who have this? Who's could have that? I want this one. That.
say hi to my YouTube.
Please. Think.
Are you all out? All right, we're gonna get started here on this. Honestly think that we'll do a quick pop up first. We have to. If we're gonna go lower, I want to see this pop up, then drop. Yeah, cannot get on the right side of this today.
Stop fiddle.
No.
Iceberg EXY. Iceberg NQ sell.
I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't have it.
Order filled.
Liquidity just came right through the market. Can't see, I can't get on the right side of this. Long or short. Maybe the mental capacity is popped. Gold is moving. So is the market. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Probably goes to my target that I originally wanted to go to. Sheesh. All right, he's gonna talk.
Yeah. It's not ready to go.
Can you guys hear anything in the background?
Oh, we could just enjoy the silence. I am Peter Robinson.
Can you guys hear?
Welcome to the second.
Can anyone hear what's going on from my mic?
Late Secretary of State, long time fellow here at the institution, George Schultz. The first panel
concerned Mr. Schultz as a champion of human rights. The third and final panel will discuss his contributions to foreign policy. This panel is George Schultz as an economist. With us, Mike Boskin, who has been a Hoover Fellow for about a quarter of a century, whose public service includes chairing the Council of the President's Council of Economic Advisors in the administration of President George H.W. Bush, and whose private work involves many board memberships, including longtime board membership at Oracle. Condoleezza Rice. I'll go ahead with the introduction just to be, I think everybody knows who Condi Rice is. Public service includes National Security Advisor and Secretary of State in the administration of President George W. Bush. Private service includes Provost of Stanford University and Director of the Hoover Institution, which brings us to the man who wins the award for the most distance traveled to join us here this evening. Jerome Powell earned his undergraduate degree from Princeton and his law degree from Georgetown. I should mention that at Princeton, he was a member of the same eating club as George Schultz and first became aware of the presence and career of George Schultz by having lunch under George Schultz's picture, correct?
Something like that.
Something like that. All right. Jerome Powell's government service includes service at the Treasury Department during the presidency of George H.W. Bush, his work in the private sector as a partner at the Carlyle Group. Since 2018, Jay Powell has served as chairman of the Federal Reserve Board of Governors. Chairman Powell will begin this evening with some brief opening remarks. Jay?
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Condi. Thank you, Michael, and thanks to everyone for being here. I'm deeply honored to have been asked to speak here today about the remarkable legacy of George Schultz. And just to be clear right at the start, I will not address current economic conditions or monetary policy. So I've been an admirer of George Schultz since my college years. I saw him then and now as a great role model. As I mentioned just a few months ago when delivering the baccalaureate address to Princeton's class of 2025, 50 years after my own graduation. As I told the graduates, when I faced the world after college, I had no real plan, but I knew that I wanted to combine a private sector career with public service. And I had in mind a few well-known public figures of the era, especially George Schultz, who by then had left to go to Bechtel, whose picture, as I recall, was on the wall of the Princeton Eating Club, of which both of us were members, Quadrangle Club. George may also have caught my attention because my dad was a labor lawyer who represented one of the major steel companies in collective bargaining. Like George, my father had both a belief in the collective bargaining process and a deep respect for workers. So I followed George's career with interest through the years. It didn't occur to me that I would ever have the honor of meeting him. But I did meet him after I joined the Fed in 2012 as I visited Stanford from time to time. And I remember energetic economic discussions at group lunches in the conference room at Hoover. George was also kind enough to host John Taylor, Michael, and me for a chilly round of golf on a rainy March day. So today our focus is on George Schultz's extraordinarily broad economic accomplishments. But I also want to celebrate the remarkable man and policymaker that he was, and several things stand out for me. He was a man who combined strong principles and unshakable integrity with common sense and practical problem-solving approach to policy. He had a deep belief in the wisdom of markets and a desire to let them work whenever possible without government direction. And that theme runs through many of the issues that we'll discuss today, including collective bargaining, wage and price controls, and exchange rates.
Order filled.
But he was not an absolutist, and he saw that there are sometimes market failures that do require being addressed by public policy. As one of the most successful policymakers of his era, George brought the intellectual rigor of an academic to the practical, constrained, messy work of policymaking. Through 4 cabinet appointments, he dealt with many of the great issues of his day with remarkable success. And he kept at it long after leaving public office, making important contributions here at Hoover on healthcare reform, climate change, nuclear disarmament, and other areas. He may be less well known for this, but George Schultz was deeply concerned about racial discrimination in the workplace and in our society more broadly. he consistently and effectively used his positions of authority to increase opportunities for minorities. And he later noted that there was both a moral and an economic case for this. He stuck to his principles while also treating people with honesty and respect, including those with whom he had policy disagreements. Labor leaders welcomed his appointment as Secretary of Labor, and as many of his contemporaries remarked, faced with divergent views and difficult issues, he was extraordinarily good at steering people toward agreement. A key part of that strategy was to let the parties reach the final agreement themselves. That way, they owned the agreement and were more likely to honor it. His friendships and collaborations were beyond number and knew no partisan bounds. He often said that trust is the coin of the realm and that good things were only possible where there was mutual trust. His integrity provided the basis for that trust. All of those who aspire to serve the public can learn from his example.
Thank you. George Shultz's professional training, labor economics. Mr. Schultz earned his doctorate from MIT in 1949, taught at MIT for 9 years, then moved to the University of Chicago where he served for 11 years, 6 years as Dean of the Business School. Jay, labor economics, the importance of labor in the last century. Help us reconstruct that intellectual world.
So it was such a different world. Private sector unionization today in the United States is under 6%. In those days, it was around 30%. And collective bargaining for the major manufacturing unions in steel and autos and things like that, that was front page news everywhere. The job of the Secretary of Labor in any administration was to know the labor movement, know the leaders, and understand what they wanted. It was a very, very different time. And of course, George Shultz had studied collective bargaining. That was one of his main topics in his work as a labor economist, and he was extraordinarily well qualified to face the challenges of a labor secretary, and indeed went to Los Angeles to talk to President-elect Nixon, just to make sure that President-elect Nixon knew what George's views were on labor economics.
And he's a labor economist. This is the middle of the last century, when there's a great debate about labor taking place in the world. The communists had a certain view about labor. Workers of the world unite. This is Mr. Schultz. I'm quoting an interview he gave when he was here at Hoover, looking back over his career. The Chicago School stood for the fundamental value of freedom and free markets, close quote. Mike Condi, how did he integrate this belief in free markets into labor economics?
Well, let me start by saying that when I was asked to be Secretary of State by President Bush, actually the only person I called to ask about the job was George Shultz. And I said, so George, what do you think? He said, well, it's the best job in government. And I said, well, George, you should know because you've held almost every other job in government. But the reason that he said that is perhaps part of the answer to your question, Peter. He said that he always fundamentally believed that the United States had the right foundational principles, and that was much of the reason for our success. One of those foundational principles was, of course, the free market. And of course, the Chicago School, spread particularly in Latin America and other places, had, he thought, the chance to bring other countries out of poverty, to use their resources best, and to gain prosperity. But he also believed in the inextricable link between free markets and individual liberty. And that reflected in the way that he took on the challenge, of course, being the Secretary of State as the Soviet Union was beginning to go into its twilight. We forget that George's first years as Secretary, the Soviet Union was a bit on the march. It was 1982, 83, 84. The sense that the Soviet Union was really the future. And from George's point of view, this was nonsense. And this is something that he shared, of course, with Ronald Reagan. That this experiment, as Reagan had called it, this experiment that was practiced on a hapless people would end up on the ash heap of history. Now, George, who was a great diplomat, would never have said it so boldly as Reagan did. But because they believed in the fundamental principles of the free market and individual liberty, the Soviet Union was on the wrong side of history. And they were, together, perfectly willing to say that, perfectly willing to challenge the system. There's a story that Mike likes to tell of George meeting with Gorbachev and saying to Gorbachev, you know, that central planning thing that you've got going, maybe you'd better take off with planning because you all aren't doing it very well. And can you imagine Gorbachev at that point thinking, who is this guy and why is he telling me about my own economy? But because he had been a great economist, because he'd been Secretary of the Treasury, I think George was able to bring this knowledge of how the free market worked, along with his belief in the free market and his belief in individual liberty, to really challenge many of the assumptions about the strength of the Soviet Union at that particular point in time, and then to be there, of course, for the beginning of the end.
Mike, a question for you on the longshoreman strike. Let me set it up. The Nixon years, just after George becomes Secretary of Labor under President Nixon in January '69, he finds himself confronted with the longshoreman strike. He's under intense pressure for the government to intervene, but he insists on keeping the federal government out of it, forcing the longshoremen and management to the bargaining table on their own. Instead of damaging the entire economy, the strike settles just a month after George Shultz takes office. Why was that such an important episode?
First of all, it set a really important example. Number one, that government intervention sometimes can be an obstacle rather than a provider of successful outcomes. Number two, it's really important because it signaled that people could make their own decisions and would be forced to if they were confronting each other rather than wait around for the government to come in. They wouldn't make their best offers, they wouldn't get serious. This became very clear to me. I was a beneficiary of George's advice and friendship, and we did a lot of things together over the years. Maybe talk about that a bit later, but it becomes really apparent when you're dealing with a whole different context than people that aren't used to thinking about markets, people that aren't used to thinking about individual incentives, people being able to think that way. And that goes back to your and Jay's comments and Condi's about us being an economist. He was used to this idea that people were trying to do the best they can themselves given their environment, and that if you let them do that, that would collectively lead to the best possible outcome. Kind of a basic theorem of basic economics, which some people forget. And there's always a pressure for the government to do something. If you know, all of us have been, Jay still is, but we've been in public office. And the first thing every morning in the briefing room is what's the president going to do about X? And it could be anything. It could be anything the president shouldn't have any worry about, shouldn't even know about. But so it's important to set that example and to let things play out until there really is something that you desperately need the government to intervene for if that happens.
Two incidents in the Nixon years that are less, strictly speaking, economic than social. The Philadelphia Plan. In the spring of 1969, George Shultz issues the Philadelphia Plan, which requires federal contractors to hire minority workers, and he famously makes the remark that he's not imposing quotas, he's ending a quota, and the quota that he was ending was on black workers, and it was 0. As Secretary of Labor, he also ran the White House Cabinet Committee on Education, which was charged with developing a strategy for the peaceful integration of schools in the 7 states of the Deep South. He ended up running it because Vice President Spiro Agnew wanted nothing to do with it. He was given the chairmanship and never turned up for any meetings. There's a famous moment, I heard Mr. Shultz himself tell this story. George Shultz has the chairs of the Mississippi Committee come in. It's a white man and a black man, and he has them sit down together in the White House. And as they get close to an agreement, Secretary of State leaves the room. And I'm quoting George Shultz here. I learned long ago, you mentioned this in your remarks, Jay. I learned long ago that when parties get this close to an agreement, it's best to let them complete their deal on their own. That way the agreement belongs to them, close quote. By the end of the Nixon administration, This is a statistic I found staggering. I wasn't aware of it. More than 90% of black children in the South were attending integrated schools. All right. He's a labor economist, but in the Philadelphia Plan and in the integration of schools in the South, he's solving social problems. What's going on here? This has something to do with his own principles, with the respect in which everyone holds him. Jay, would you like to address these episodes?
I would. So this is something that people need to know more about George Shultz. This is an extraordinary accomplishment, and it is consistent through his career. He started the first minority program to bring kids into the University of Chicago Business School and many other things along the way. But in this case, Brown v. Board is decided in 1954. This is 15 years later, and there's 7 southern states that have just not desegregated their schools. The Supreme Court makes it clear that the argument is over and we're going to do this. George Shultz he takes over this commission, and he picks a black person and a white person from each of the 7 states. He gets them together, and they figure out how to do this because they now know this is going to happen, and he gets them to realize that, and the whole idea is this has got to be done without violence, and he manages to get that done. It's an extraordinary accomplishment. How did he do it? This is the sort of the full Shultz playbook of bringing people together, treating them with respect, empowering them, enabling them to take on this terrible, difficult issue, and it really worked. I mean, the schools did open without violence in these 7 southern states, and it's quite a remarkable story, and he really made it happen. So quite extraordinary.
Well, actually, I lived it.
Yeah.
Because I was a kid in elementary school in Birmingham, Alabama, in the early 1960s. And Brown versus Board of Education 54, essentially nothing happens in integration of the schools, despite the striking down of separate but equal.
They just ignored it.
They just ignored it, And then finally, after the Supreme Court, so they came up with this plan called, just before George's intervention, called choice. Now, choice is a good thing these days. In those days, it wasn't a particularly good choice because good idea because the idea was probably white parents would choose to keep their kids in white schools, and black parents would choose to send their kids to white schools. As it turns out, nobody chose to do anything. And this is actually kind of a funny story, a few poor teachers were sent to integrate the faculties of these schools. And my mother was one who was going to be sent to a white school.
Really?
Yes, my father was terrified because he was worried about the potential violence. As it turns out, my mother didn't go, but they sent this poor white woman to our school at Druid High School. And I felt so bad for her because everybody just treated her really, really badly. You know, she was the only one. So this was going pretty imperfectly. And I think one reason that, I told this story to George, and I think one reason it was important to get people together and then get a plan for how to do this, which is what the Philadelphia plan really was because it was going nowhere. The degree that it was going anywhere.
Honestly, I don't even think that this is based off policy. They just used him as a distraction to pump the market, dump gold, whatever it is that they used. So it's not feasible for this to even be something. This is all just hang out with me and let's sit in a group and talk, but because you're Jerome Powell, let's make a video of it so we can distract the world about what we're doing to gold, what we're doing to everything else, in my opinion. This pump will dump at some point. Oh, silver hit 59.43 an ounce, and then dumped. Of course, gold is back up, recovered. Yeah. Hey, get off that. No, go. So, I mean, they're just doing it to what's the word? Make a distraction. Oh, yeah, I bet you did, K-Mac the farmer. Bet you did find a good setup. And really, honestly, it's like, honestly, they're gonna ask him some questions. They're gonna work their way into asking him, how do you feel about you being replaced? Are you ready to retire? Are you excited to retire? I mean, I don't care to watch it no more, to be honest. I'm not gonna waste my time. Just play, pray, trade what you see. Stay green. Like, I get into a trade and it won't go nowhere. It even came back and kissed my stop loss, which wasn't ideal. I'm worse off than I was yesterday in this particular account, but if we can get higher, that would be great. I didn't expect Asia to push it high. Did not expect it. Yeah, I mean, good job. I don't know. I'm just not seeing the market right tonight. I go long, it goes short. I go short, it goes long. Just volatile. We do have some liquidity there at 25,500. So we do have that going for us up there. And if it wants to push, now's the time to push, I would say. We need to get out of the woods here from the entries down below. So it doesn't want to break even, but price, you understand, price, it goes up, it goes down. Does something other than do up or down. But outside of that, I appreciate you guys joining me tonight. I'm gonna try to eat dinner, and you know, if this trade works out, great. If not, it doesn't. I mean, I'm in it. I'd love to leave it. If you guys are okay with me letting it sit so you guys can watch it, I'll pop off the video and mute the mic. You guys can come in and go as you feel like it. Check to see if I'm still in that trade. The stop loss is 25,4, 28.50. I do plan on holding it if it does get out of this craziness to go higher. And I'd be interested in holding it to 499.50. Maybe even 500. Maybe. We'll see how it reacts at 25,475. But I hope you guys all have a good night. I might hop on the mic and talk if anything, but I'll just keep it up.